Before we begin, comment your city, country, and what time it is where you're watching this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because this one will make you rethink what it means to be bulletproof. They laughed. Not the kind of laugh that comes from joy, but the kind born of arrogance. The kind you hear in war rooms and high councils when they're certain of their superiority. The Galactic Forward Legion, veterans of 1,000 planetary pacifications, decked in shimmering flexweave armor, nano-reactive plating, shield generators that hummed with energy, gathered on the outskirts of Sol 3's disputed zone. Earth, a backwater. A primitive world known more for its chaotic politics than strategic value. Their command officer, Dralketh of the Vorn, was mid-briefing when the first human unit appeared on the edge of the ruined colony square. The alien troops scanned them, bipedal, clad in crude-looking exosuits, matte black, angular, with none of the elegance the galactic forces prided themselves on. Dralketh sneered. "Observe," he told his lieutenants, projecting a zoomed feed. "They mimic armor, likely steel or some ancient alloy. Perhaps a ceremonial relic." They zoomed in. The human stood calmly, visor down, weapon holstered. A second joined him. Then a third. The laughter rippled through the Legion ranks. "These primitives," one of the Vesh officers scoffed, "they look like they're wearing boxes." Another snorted. "That one's chest plate is scratched. Do they not polish their ceremonial gear?" Dralketh motioned forward. "Approach and disarm." The squad of 10 galactic soldiers stepped into the square. Their armor shimmered. Light dampening, adaptive camouflage online. Their pulse rifles powered up with soft wines, auto-targeting primed. They didn't even raise their weapons. The lead human did. A low, dull click echoed. The galactic squad froze, not from fear, but confusion. Did he just... Then the world exploded. The air turned to flame and metal. The first 2 galactic soldiers vanished, armor or not. Their nano shields didn't even trigger. The kinetic force was too fast, too direct. The projectile, a compact uranium core slug, punched through them like a rail spike through paper. The remaining soldiers tried to scatter, but the human fired again, and again. Controlled, efficient, surgical. Dralketh blinked at the feed. 4 shots. 7 enemy casualties. The last 3 dove behind cover, returning fire. This time, the human moved. He sprinted toward them. Not away. Not ducking. Not dodging. Their pulse rounds struck him. Energy flared. And dissipated. The bullets hit his armor and died. His chest plate absorbed the hit, flared with reactive mesh, and the soldier kept coming. Not slowed. Not staggered. One of the aliens screamed. "Why isn't he going down?" The human slid, landed in a crouch, and calmly ended the fight. 3 more shots. Silence. Back at command, Dralketh rose from his seat. "What is that armor?" His adjutant pulled data from the battle drones. "It's not ceremonial, it's combat grade. Composite plating, reactive layering, ballistic absorption, possibly even old-fashioned Kevlar weave beneath. Primitive materials." "Primitive," the adjutant said. "But effective. Brutally so." They replayed the footage. The humans' movements weren't fluid like galactic soldiers, they were deliberate, grounded, heavy. His center of gravity never wavered. His footwork was tight. It wasn't elegant, but it was lethal. Other humans arrived. Dozens. All clad in different variations of that black armor. Some with glowing visors. Others with slug throwers. Some with rail-assisted cannons strapped to their backs. None of it looked clean. None of it looked polished. And none of it broke. The Galactic Legion engaged. The sky over the ruins lit up in bursts of plasma and fire. Galactic armor shimmered and failed. Energy shields blinked out under kinetic overload. For every 2 human soldiers downed, 5 galactic veterans fell. They weren't used to being hit. They weren't used to bleed through. They weren't used to war. Not like this. Dralketh deployed his elite. It didn't matter. The humans didn't run. They advanced. They didn't shout orders. They moved as if born for it. When air support came, low-altitude drone strikers, the humans didn't retreat. One of them stepped forward with what looked like a shoulder-mounted pipe, braced against a knee, and took down a strike craft in one shot. The wreckage landed behind enemy lines. The humans didn't even cheer. Back at Federation Command, a review panel demanded answers. How did their armor resist so many calibrated rounds? The analyst looked up from his report. Because it wasn't just armor. Explain. They built for redundancy, for chaos. Their armor isn't just protection. It's a system. Shock absorption, ballistic diffusion, adaptive inserts, and even manual override systems. They expected to be hit. Their doctrine assumes breach. Ours assumes perfection, silence. And one more thing the analyst added. They built it cheap, easy to repair, easy to reproduce. How many suits do they have? He looked grim. Estimates say Earth can produce 1 million units per month. Someone whispered. Stars help us. Back on the battlefield, Dralketh ordered a withdrawal. But there was no escape. The humans had flanked. A full unit of infantry emerged from the subway tunnel systems. Old world infrastructure. The galactic maps hadn't even bothered to catalog. They fought in 3 dimensions. They fought with terrain. And they fought like they weren't scared to die. By the end of the day, the square belonged to Earth. Hundreds of galactic soldiers lay incapacitated, their high-tech armor smoldering, cracked, and useless. The humans, they were already hauling their wounded to extraction. Calm, focused, efficient. One young galactic private, his armor cracked and bleeding sparks, looked up at his human counterpart. A woman barely out of her 20s, armor scratched, scorched, but unbroken. He coughed. What are you? She looked down, helmet tucked under one arm. We're just the infantry, she said with a shrug. The real scary ones build the gear. And then she walked off. No threats, no speeches, just the sound of boots on concrete. Back at Federation Command, the ruling council reviewed footage. Again, one whispered, they don't just fight. Another added, they adapt. A third concluded, and they never stop building. The council voted unanimously. Cease planetary operations on Sol 3. Initiate containment protocol. Do not engage unless provoked. But the memo came too late. Earth wasn't waiting. Because deep inside those clunky black suits wasn't just a soldier. It was a human. And you never laugh at a human in armor. Not until you've seen what happens when they start shooting.